Republican, or Independent? The subpart number 2, where there is an established gay, lesbian, domestic partnership that breaks down and a child is born of that partnership, should the non-biological member of that partnership have a right to child custody?
Well, I suppose the Minnesota case does entitle a judicial candidate to fully disclose his or her political or philosophical beliefs. I think the function of a judge is to apply the law, particularly a trial judge. Are we limited to 1 minute? And it is the responsibility of a trial judge, a circuit judge, to apply the law. For instance, and I haven't read the case because it just came down, but I read that the Court of Appeals did make a ruling, as I read the news stories this past few days, that does deal with the rights of a non-biological parent in a gay or lesbian relationship. With regard to adoption, and I have not read the case, but I believe they said Michigan law doesn't recognize that. Am I correct, Paul? That will, I'm sure, not be the end of the story, but that will be appealed. I'm not here to decide that issue. I do respect gay people, and I do think that gay people have a right to relationships and to happiness. I don't think I'm compelled to tell you what I would do on that case, because I frankly haven't thought it out. I don't like abortion, but the law of America does allow it. I don't think my deep personal views on that as a trial judge are relevant. And what was the third area you asked about? I am proud to tell you that I have been, and I think this is relevant, I have been and am proud to tell you that I have been a Democrat. Thank you.
Obviously, as a trial judge, we are mandated to follow the law. If we don't follow the law, it goes up to the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals will reverse us as a slap in our face. So we have to follow the law. What are my personal beliefs? That absolutely should not make a difference. Who backs me? I shouldn't have people backing me. I shouldn't be up here being biased. When you're a judge, you have to make a decision based on the facts that are before you. You have to be equal, you have to be fair. That's the idea behind the judicial system. Now, whether it works the way it is, probably not. Whether people's personal opinions come into it, it probably does. But that shouldn't happen. And, you know, I sit here before you. I have a family that I love and I respect and will stand up for. But, you know, as far as the law is concerned, as a judge, we have to follow that. Do I have a party? Absolutely not. I'm independent. I vote independent. I vote for the man. I vote for the person. I vote for who comes across as being real. And that's who I vote for. I don't belong to a political party, and I don't have any political parties backing me, and if they try to endorse me, I tell them, no, I don't want their endorsement. And as far as gay rights, and as far as individuals being able to have the rights to a child, that can kind of go further than that. I deal with a lot of divorce and custody issues, and one of the things I do see out there are grandparents that want the rights to their grandchildren. I see a lot of abuse situations. I see a lot of situations where the biological parent is not sufficient to raise that child. Those are issues that do need to be addressed. But at this stage, as far as my personal opinion, I mean, I do a lot of those type of areas, and I do have a strong feeling as far as a parent doesn't have to be a biological person to be a parent. Thank you.
By coincidence, I just read Minnesota Republican Party versus White on Friday because I was debating the issue of my position on life, abortion, or pro-life. My life has always been pro-life. I love kids. Pro-life Christian teachings have always dominated my thinking. I'm able to relate to people, to love people, to appreciate people, to treat people the way I want to be treated. It's based on the way my parents brought me up. So that was an easy one for me. Minnesota Republican Party versus White gave me the authority I needed to tell you that I'm pro-life. On the other hand, if people don't believe in it, then it's their right, because I won't see that issue in the district court. So they can do their life. I remember Seinfeld at one issue where that guy said, Elaine, well, you're the one going to go to hell, not me. As far as custody with kids and with gay people, I have no objection to they're human beings. God made them like they be. So if they want to adopt kids, if they want to have kids in any way, then gays are human beings made by God. I'm independent. One of the things I learned in life is that if you sit behind a bench and try to decide whether you favor this Republican, this Democrat, or this other party, it doesn't work. The law should be applied equally to every person that comes to the courtroom, whether you're white, you're black, you're brown, you're a woman or a man. We have to be blindfolded when we're on the bench. And again, I get this from my background, the way my parents brought me up. I will treat everybody the same. I've seen cases where the prosecutor has tried to give some politicians a better break than the common people. That's irritated me. I will never allow that to happen in my courtroom. I will treat everybody the same. Thank you.
Those folks that know me before law school knew that I was involved politically. When I returned to Bay County, I was encouraged strongly to get involved in politics, and I indicated that I would not. And I got involved in the community. And I did the school board for 5 years, and I did the JCs, and I did the Scouts, from Tiger Cubs to Eagle Scouts. That's where my emphasis was. I'm always asked, what is your political affiliation when I go door to door and knock? And I truly believe that a judge should be nonpartisan. That's what I believe. I have Republican friends, I have Democratic friends, I've appeared before unions, I've appeared before professional groups, I'm a member of the chamber, but I'm also a Lions, and that's where my feelings are. That's what I tell people when they ask me, and that's what I firmly believe. And I have old Republican friends, and I have old Democrat friends, but that's not what a judge is. I've been approached by one fellow who considered himself a constitutional fundamentalist, and I said, do you know what I'm running for? I'm running for district court. We handle landlord-tenant, we handle misdemeanors. I'm not going to reverse Roe versus Wade. But I really believe that. What I'm bringing is my experience, whether it be legal or in the community. And that's what I'll tell you about my affiliation. I'm not going to address the two other issues because that will never appear before district court. Thank you.
I better quit whispering to Eric when we're back here. Saying, well, we don't talk about that in district court. Folks, to be candid with you, there's more right-to-lifers in this room than there are pro-choice people in this room. And there's going to be some people that are trying to get elected, they're going to come up here and say they're a right-to-lifer. Really, it's terrible. The fact is, it's not an issue that comes up in district court, and it really isn't an issue that I'll ever address.